So having kids has really humbled me. Before I had kids, I used to judge parents a lot, especially mothers. Um, and now that I am a mom, I'm like, wow, like everything seems so simple, but it's really not. And this is what I mean. Like, as you all might realize, my shirt, I'm kind of swimming in it. And one of the things about being a mom is, everybody talks about how women gain weight after they have kids. And um I didn't go through that as much. I still kind of controlled my diet and everything. I did pretty well with that. But then after I had my two children, they were back to back. Um I went through this journey with breastfeeding. And the thing about breastfeeding is that, you know, obviously it affects your body. So I had to eat certain like high calorie foods and, trying to work out at the same time was pretty hectic, but I still managed. Now that my kids are weaned, I have more control, like more autonomy over my body. So, I've been working out. I know a while ago I talked about how I'm gonna, do better about my weight and things like that. And I've been really working on it. And I'm seeing the results. Like, now my clothes are starting to kind of hang off me a little bit. So I'm gonna have to go shopping soon. But, it just another thing I'm learning from it is that even with that, even taking time to be like, hey, I'm gonna, now that I have kids, I'm gonna take better care of my body. Most people they'd be like, you know how much weight you gained after you got pregnant, you need to take care of yourself or whatever. And it is not easy. It's not easy. Like this morning, I was gonna be going to the gym. My kids, they're very healthy, and they usually don't have any issues. And everything was great, but sometimes in the middle of the night, my daughter gets up and we usually have like something sweet. And instead of having my occasional, cookie or cake or piece of candy, I've switched now to having a piece of fruit or fruit juice, and drink plenty of water behind it or whatever. That way I'm not sluggish in the morning when I get up and go to the gym. So I did this, and it just so happened that the organic cold pressed fruit juice that's usually good for us, um, it was an issue with it. I don't know if the seal was broken on it or what, but long story short, we got food poisoning, she and I, and that just threw off my whole regimen and routine. And so, I can understand how, women after they have kids, it's already overwhelming to get your body back right after being pregnant. But then when you do get into a routine, there are little things that you just cannot be prepared for. It just pops up. So instead of getting up and, doing my mile and a half, doing my reps, and I was thinking about joining like a tennis club or whatever at the country club. Instead of doing that, now I had to shut everything down because I had to take care of my daughter, you know, and just the emotional toll of, her being sick. This was the first time she ever had food poisoning, and she's one. She's never had food poisoning before. So that was a very scary experience for me. But in that, it showed me like how much moms go through. Now, I'm married to my children's father, and we just have our own kids, it's just those two. Um, and it made me think about people who have kids with like other people or people who are not married or how nuanced everybody else's family dynamic is. Like I couldn't imagine if she were my stepdaughter and she was sick in the morning. that, that would have really made me feel bad. I've dated guys who, had kids already, and they baby mamas, the first thing they hear something happen with their kid, they ready to beat me up. It don't even have to have anything to do with me. I catch strays all the time. And then on the flip side, like, let's say if she was my daughter, but she wasn't my husband's daughter, my husband, he works around the clock, and he took some time out of his work day to talk to me about how I was feeling, and to talk to our daughter a little bit, to make sure she's feeling better. And again, it's just thinking about other people's dynamics, right? Like what if that wasn't his daughter? What if he's working all the time, and in the back of his mind he's going like, I'm working around the clock to take care of, my wife's ex kid, and now I got to hear about it. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just so grateful. And like I said, I'm very humble because I used to think to myself all the time, your body, your choice, right? Take care of yourself. But I have to say, just holding myself accountable. I appreciate everybody who watched this channel and everything. And I appreciate the growth I've experienced and I was able to share, and that I am able to share on this channel, about how I'm learning so much. And, to moms out there trying to balance everything, respect to you, man. Like, that's all I gotta say. Respect to you, because, and this is just one incident. This is just me on my weight loss journey. I'm realizing this ain't easy, but just know Jesse V got nothing but respect for you, regardless of your circumstance.